your muscles aren't looking big, it's probably because you didn't spend time building them. So you have to realize a fat loss phase is just a small portion of your journey, that you're not going to live there. And most women live there.
My mission is to impact the hearts and minds of women, helping them change their stories and empowering them to love themselves, their bodies, and their lives.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Change Your Story podcast. I'm Hannah Dawson, your host and transformation coach. I'm a certified personal trainer, nutritionist, mindset coach, writer, speaker, and creator of the Fit Club Babes app, and I am here to help you transform your life. While I love teaching all things nutrition and fitness, and trust me, you'll get lots of that on here, my true passion lies in the power of mindset and self-relationship. I know firsthand how powerful a mindset shift can be. It has profoundly impacted not only my health and fitness journey, but also my relationship with myself, and it can do the same for you too. Many women believe as we age, we lose our beauty, body, and health, but that's not true. You can feel and look amazing and get better with age, and I'm going to show you how. Are you ready to change your story? Let's flip the script one thought at a time.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Change Your Story podcast. I'm so excited to be in your ears and in your heart and your mind today. My only ask before we get into this episode is, if you haven't yet, go and leave me a rating review. It's on the home page. You just scroll to the bottom of the home show page and you'll be able to hit those stars, leave a review if you want to. Same with on the Spotify page. You can go to the home page, and I think those three little dots, you can press them and leave a rating. It would mean the world to me. It really is how you support this channel so that I can grow and reach more women just like you. So today we are talking about something that so many women, including myself, have gotten wrong at some point in their fitness journey. And maybe you are there now, maybe you know somebody there, or you've been there too. And it's this idea that fat loss alone will give us that sculpted, toned, defined body that we are chasing. Here's the thing. Here's the truth. That toned look that you want, the abs, the glutes, the arms, that really does come from building muscle. And if we never actually spent time building the muscle, there's nothing really to reveal. So we're going to break this down in today's episode and really talk about, how do we get that look that we want, that we're chasing? Are we going in the right direction? That's really important. Like from the very first episode, the last one last week, always chasing the weight loss. That doesn't guarantee that we get the look that we want. So we have to have a strategy. We have to be strategic. We have to make sure that we're doing the things properly and understanding that it's going to take time. All right. One thing that I want to say too is, a lot of the time in our journeys, our focus is just getting the weight off. And then we realize, we're soft. We don't have a lot of muscle. And so, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, getting to that point. The really cool thing about that is you proved to yourself that you could follow a deficit and lose the weight. Okay, now we have to think about being strategic. Okay, now we want to look toned. So what is that going to mean for us? We're probably going to have to reverse diet our calories back to maintenance. And we're probably going to have to start lifting with more progressive overload and feeding our muscle so that we can start getting everything hard, right? Getting all that muscle hard, strong, tight, so that we start getting that look. So it is going to cause you to create a mindset shift when you're thinking about, okay, what look do I want? What is that going to require me to do? All right. And this episode was really inspired by, and you guys might have heard me on social media talk about this, I saw a post about a girl and she's absolutely ripped, super, super lean. And I'm sure she's, had to go through a build phase to get that lean. But these women, are looking at her abs because her abs are like those pop out washboard abs. And, they're talking about how they are, they've got their body fat percentage down to 15, some like 16, some 12%, and they still can't see their abs like that. And so this really got me thinking, that women need to hear this. And is that your abs are like any other muscle, okay? There is so many myths, like abs are revealed in the kitchen. Abs are, abs are made in the kitchen. They're absolutely not. Abs are made just like glute muscles are made, just like shoulder muscles are made. If you don't build them, there's nothing to show. You may lose the fat around them and be like skinny, but there will be no strength. There will be no toned look, no muscle really visible. So you have to think about what it is that you want and what muscle you want to grow, and that's kind of where you have to go and focus. So it's like, if you lost all the fat and what you're looking at isn't the look that you want, or your muscles aren't looking big, it's probably because you didn't spend time building them. So you have to realize a fat loss phase is just a small portion of your journey, that you're not going to live there. And most women live there and they don't know how to get out of there. So they go from being super strict in a deficit to going, part of my language, like fuck it mode, like screw it, I'm not going to track, it's too obsessive, I can't do it, instead of realizing there's a diet after the diet. Like after you diet, you got to diet back to get your maintenance, to get your calories up to maintenance, so you don't cause your body to just like be fat hungry, because it's fat hungry, it's fat anabolic. When you lose a lot of weight, it wants to put fat on really fast, so you have to reverse your calories back up to maintenance. Then you have to hold maintenance for 6 months, so you have a new set weight for your body, and then during that time you can build muscle, and you can making sure that you're lifting and eating enough. And then this is when you're really going to start to see your body change. And so what I want to kind of clear up here, ladies, for you is clear the confusion, is to get away from thinking that fat loss creates definition. Fat loss only creates definition if there's definition to show. And that's why you hear people say skinny fat. You lose all the weight, but you're just skinny. You're just a skinnier version. There's no muscle there, or there's muscle. Obviously, you don't lose all your muscle. It's just there's no strength, there's no toning. And just like I talked about in the last episode about losing weight, to kind of get away from just weight loss and start thinking about body composition. And so there's many ways that you can track your body composition. Some scales will do it. They're not the most accurate, but I mean, they're accurate to the point where they will give you a reading and be consistent even if they're a little bit off. DEXA, you can get a DEXA scan. You just have to ask your doctor for it, and essentially it's like an X-ray. Like that's what it reminds me of. And you lie down and they scan your body, and it will tell you your body fat percentage, your lean muscle tissue on each body part. Some sides of your body will have more muscle than others. It's pretty cool to see. So that, I think it's like $60 to get that done, because you do have to pay for it, but that's worth it if you're kind of really wanting to focus on, okay, I want to see if I can change my body composition and make it better. Another thing that I want to say is, if you've never spent time building muscle, that's a red flag. We've got to go into a phase where we are getting away from always chasing fat loss and always chasing weight loss. It can be almost addicting, and you have to start chasing strong. You have to start chasing health and think about how you want to feel. You want to have more energy. You want to feel stronger in the gym, and you have to be okay with your body not feeling super skinny or your weight being super low. That's not always a good indication of health, and that's not always a good indication of that's the body you want. A lot of the time you've lost the weight, but you don't have the look that you want, because the look that you want is probably going to be a little bit heavier than you think weight wise, but body composition is probably going to be a lot better, and you're going to look amazing and you're going to feel amazing. And so one thing that I want to say, because I know a lot of women are like, I want to have that six pack. I want to have that tight waist. I just want my tummy to be flat or to see my abs. So you have to realize that you have to train them like any other muscle. So we have to train them. We have to train all of our ab muscles. So we have our rectus abdominis, that abdominals, those are those six-pack abs that you see, the front wall. Then we have our obliques. Those ones look really nice when they show. Those are the side ones that kind of go down your ribs and down to your hip bones, and then we have internal obliques, and then we have your transverse abdominis. This is deep. This is under all those muscles, and these are really important to work because they really help your local and global stabilizers. This is what helps take pressure off your spine. This is what helps keep alignment in your body. And so you really want to have a program that focuses on building a really strong core, and you want to do that at least 3 times a week if your goal is to tighten your waist, to cinch it up, to make it strong. And then you do want to add a progressive overload. And like I said, your abs are like any other muscle. How do you grow muscle? You need to eat enough. So start with maintenance. And make sure that you're eating enough to feed that muscle, and you will start to see, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but when you feed your muscle, your metabolism is going to increase. When your muscle grows, your metabolism increases, your body fat will start to decrease. You will start to look more chiseled. You will start to feel more strong. So you just, again, you have to trust the process. That's the biggest thing. You have to learn to trust the process. All right. It's important to understand too, ladies, that under eating and overtraining will only work against you. It just will equal slow metabolism, and you'll feel and look flat, like that flat look. Like you'll just feel, and you'll feel flat in the sense of like your energy level. So you have to remember, food is fuel. You've got to fuel the muscle. If you want to have a Ferrari, you got to put the best fuel in it. If you want to have that body with the sculpted muscles, tight, cinched waist, you have to feed it enough. It doesn't come from starving. You actually have to eat like an athlete, and you have to be committed, and you have to trust the process, because it's not going to be like an overnight, like 30-day reveal. Weight loss is typically actually easy, and it can happen typically fast. Whereas building muscle and fat loss, it's a slower process. So you have to learn to fall in love with the process of getting stronger. So ladies, it's important to understand that chasing that lean look that you want without building muscle first will keep you stuck mentally. It will keep you stuck on the hamster wheel, on the yo-yo cycle. You'll end up lean but soft, not sculpted like you want. And you have to remember, smaller doesn't always equal toned. Toned comes from building. There's no such thing as like building and then there's a toned category. It's just building muscle. We want to look sculpted and toned, but at the end of the day, to look sculpted and toned, you actually have to build muscle. And to transform your body and get that look that you want, you need to go through a phase of building before you cut. So if you've lost all the weight, it's time to start thinking, how can I get to a place where I'm actually seeing some progress, where I actually look like I'm training, like I look like an athlete, like I feel like my clothes fit me and hug me in all the right places, like I have energy, like I feel strong. All right. So I want to ask you questions before we finish up this episode. And I want to ask you what you are building right now. You know, our transformation is going to come from when we start asking ourselves questions. So I will ask you, do you feel stuck in a diet cycle with no real training strategy? Are you afraid to eat more because you think that you'll get fat? Are you expecting to see results from something you've never actually built? So before you go and slash your calories or jump into another fat loss phase, ask yourself, have I built what I'm trying to reveal? You cannot diet your way to a toned body. You have to train for it. You have to fuel for it. This is where confidence comes from, not just in how you look, but knowing you are building something strong, something sustainable, and truly yours. So if this message hit home, I would love for you to share it with a friend who has been stuck in a fat loss loop. And if you are ready to start building muscle the right way, come and join us in the Fit Club app. We've got programs, macro guidance, and mindset coaching to help you train smart, fuel your body, and finally start seeing results that last. Thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast today. I hope this episode impacted your heart and your mind. I hope you feel a sense of motivation, of inspiration, of encouragement to know that you have the power to change your story, that you have everything that you need. You have your dream body. It is already there. You just have to take the steps to move forward. And I will be there with you the whole way. Our whole community will be there to support and cheer you on. So if you need that support, if you need that community, if you need help on your health and fitness journey, please don't hesitate to reach out.